If you're the Democrats, what's your strategy as you see this internal fight within the Republican Party? You just shine a light on it as much as you possibly can?
Well, I think, Chris, it's about contrast, right? It's that one side would rather own the libs than actually do something about health care in America, to do something to protect Social Security and Medicare, to do something about gun violence and school shootings. One side would rather own the libs and take on their definition of whatever wokeness is, which they really can't ever articulate when pressed, than actually do something about the economy, about inflation, about national security. They'd rather use issues like immigration, use issues like the attacks on the LGBTQ community, than actually take care of the policies that are really impacting Americans on a day-to-day life. They use these terms like real Americans. We heard that a lot last week during a lot of the hearings that Republicans held on Capitol Hill. And really what they mean by that is white America, not everybody else. When you see these type of attacks against the LGBTQ community, the ads that Mike Pence are going to run, this is their strategy. They attack a disenfranchised minority and try to scare the majority into believing they have something to fear from this small segment of people. And I just don't think anyone's buying it.
So, John, I want to go back to you because you have new reporting out today on a potential line of attack against Donald Trump in 2024, which is his ineligibility to run for re-election. Why do people think that might be useful?
You know, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo made this point on New Hampshire radio recently, said the Republican nominee was asked if Donald Trump wins the nomination, will he win the general election? Can he win the general election? And Pompeo responded that Republican voters are going to want somebody who's ready to, quote, crush it for 8 years. Big contrast between Donald Trump and the rest of the field. The Constitution limiting people to being elected twice to the presidency. Trump already having been elected once, can't do it again. I'm not sure that it's going to make a huge difference for a lot of voters, but it does underscore the point that Trump would have a limited time in office. Now, Trump's allies say he did more in 4 years than most presidents do in 8, or a lot of presidents do in government before they're president plus president. You know, that's something that I think both conservatives and liberals would agree to, that Donald Trump did a lot in 4 years. They have a different interpretation of how valuable it is. The other sort of undercard of all of this, Chris, is if Donald Trump is the Republican nominee, the fact that he can only serve for 4 years makes that vice presidential slot so much more valuable. And you're going to see a lot of jockeying for that. We've already seen, reporting from NBC News that Marjorie Taylor Greene is angling to get on the ticket. We know there are other candidates out there who may see themselves in that as well. A quick ticket, of course, to being the dominant candidate in the next presidential election.
That amuses you, Kurt, it sounds like.
I'm sorry, Chris?
I can't think of anything dumber for the Republicans that are wringing their hands right now about the culture wars and how that doesn't appeal to voters than putting Marjorie Taylor Greene on your ticket. If you want to hand Joe Biden and Kamala Harris a re-election, put Marjorie Taylor Greene on your ticket, and they won't even have to leave the White House to get re-elected.
Kurt Bardella, John Allen, thank you both for being with us. Appreciate it.